Hey there fellow city builders, welcome back to a thriving metropolis in City Skylines. I'm Gwent and today we've got an exciting agenda ahead. In today's episode we'll be focusing on the finer details of urban governance. We'll create specialised districts tailor-made to cater to the needs of our citizens. From boosting eco-friendly policies in the suburbs to implementing high-tech industries in our industrial zones, we're about to unlock the full potential of our city. We're also paving the way to an efficient cargo transport with a state-of-the-art industrial cargo train station. We'll go through the planning, construction and optimization of this vital infrastructure. By the end of the episode, our cargo trains will be chugging along, ensuring the smooth flow of goods throughout our city. If you enjoyed this episode or have any suggestions for our city's future, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more exciting City Skylines content. Without further ado, let's dive into making our city the envy of all city builders. Are you ready? Let's get started. We're going to start today's episode by laying down some districts in our city because I really want to get into the policy making aspect of this game in this episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our districts tool and we're just going to paint in a bunch of districts. I'm thinking that the industrial area down here would make a pretty good start for our first district to add in this episode, as it's all in one place and it's quite far away from everything else. So yeah, why not make it its own district, right? There we go. That's going to be called apparently Middle Hills. The next district I want to make is this one. This is going to be our sort of less desirable area, and we'll make some policies that would make this area less desirable going forward as well, just to add to that sort of, I don't know, fun element of this city. So this is going to be the area you don't really want to live in. And why would you want to live there? Because it's right in the middle of two main motorways, and it's also next to two areas where, you know, they sort of compost their own poop. So why would you want to live there, right? So we're going to just draw in this down here and across here. There we go, just like that. Really simple. And this area is going to be called, oh, one second, I kind of overlapped there a little bit. So that's going to be called Florence Heights. Okay, kind of a nice name for a not very nice place to live, but that's the illusion. We're creating an illusion. People will think, oh, Florence Heights, what a lovely place to live. And then they'll move in and they'll be like, oh my gosh, this place is absolute trash. This area here and actually up here are going to be one area, and it's going to be quite a nice place to live because it's going to have a lot of the sort of healthcare facilities. It's got a lot of the death care. It's got just a whole bunch of nice things in this area. So this is ideally where sort of the average person that, you know, is maybe a little bit ahead of the Joneses. You know the saying, keeping up with the Joneses. Well, these guys are those. These guys like to keep up with their next door neighbours and have nice gardens and all of that stuff. That's going to be called King Hills. How fitting. Really like that. Okay, and now this area, our city centre over here, we're going to make this its own separate area where we're going to do lots of policies that are going to be related to the education because it's home to the campus, and also maybe some like walking friendly policies or sort of bike friendly policies in this area, because obviously if they're students, they're going to care about the environment, right? So that's going to be important to them. And you know, these two areas, they care about the environment as well, I suppose. Now up here, this is going to be our snobby district, as well as I think this over here. The snobby people are going to live on the hills in Blightville. And actually, speaking of Blightville, before I add in this district, we haven't actually changed the name of this city to Blightville. So I've been calling it Blightville all this time, but actually it's been Lake Valley for the longest of times. So there's Blightville. Our average happiness is pretty good, so that's cool. Anyway, let's get back to the districts building. So over here, this is going to be where all the snobs live. They like to think they're better than people and have access to lots of snobby things and do lots of snobby things that snobby people like to do. But yeah, they're going to be well off. They're going to pay more taxes for that, but they're going to have lots of quite nice policies that we won't have in every area of our city. I'm actually thinking about extending this area as well. I'm debating bringing it closer to the highway. But we'll see. I'll leave it where it is right now because it does generate a lot of traffic, unfortunately. So over here, this is going to be the next Snobbyville. This is going to go all the way up over the mountain, around here, down in there. That'll do. I'll come back and make these zones a little bit more perfect in a little while. Let's just make sure there's absolute coverage in that area. Okay, there's that one. That one's going to be called Walnut Hills. I like that. I like Hamilton Square for that one as well. And for all of this area now, this is going to be... Oh, first of all, let's just go right to the edge here to make sure that these buildings are included in that zone. There we go. Don't want those those buildings missing out on everything. I love how literally the other side of the street and things changed. That's hilarious. So then what we're going to do is this area is all going to be one huge district, because it's all going to be sort of city centre. But it's not going to be this city centre, because that's sort of the student part of the city. This is just the regular part of the city, I guess. So we'll paint all of this in all the way up there. Oh no, I've just crossed over a little bit. I shouldn't have, but oh well. And all of that, we'll paint all of that in. We'll do this around here. There we go. Okay, that's a huge district that we've just made there, but it's okay because that's going to be where the bulk of our population is going to be in the future. And yeah, so let's go right up to there, because I might be adding in some zoning here later on. Also, let's go right up to there, because again, I may be adding zoning in over there. And around the back here, I'm actually going to do a separate district around here that's going to be like sort of a really nice sort of riverfront area, but we don't have that area unlocked yet. And this area is going to be industrial. I'm going to work on that this episode actually, so stick around if you want to see me set up a cargo harbour, because that's happening today. Alright, so that's all of our districts in place. Now I'm going to actually add in the policies for those areas. So I suppose the first thing I should do is just check on the specializations, just to see if there's anything that I should be considering. So no residential. Oh, self-sufficient buildings, no. Office specialization, yes. So what does this do? IT clusters is an office specialization that changes the office buildings into high-tech buildings. It requires 50% less workers and consumes 30% more electricity, and it generates 30% more tax revenue. So IT clusters would be great for Brook Park, because I'm going to be putting a lot of office buildings in there. So let's do that. I'm actually wondering if maybe I should specify a little bit more, like this area just for the IT clusters. No, I'm just gonna put it on there. So IT clusters, commercial. Do I want to add a commercial element to this area? Leisure specialization. What does this do? Districts specialize in leisure activities, have more vibrant nightlife and many options for daytime relaxation as well. Causes noise pollution. Commercial zones are active 24/7. And then there's the local produce one. I quite like the idea of the tourism one, but I think I'm going to leave that off. I think I'm going to leave all of that how it is as well. Yes, all of that is fine. So what I want to do now is I'm going to click on each of these areas, go into the individual... Oh no, actually, before I do that, let's do the city as a whole, because I'm sure there are going to be some policies that we'll want to make for the entire city. So let's see. Well, first of all, recycling is always a good thing. Definitely. And more recycling is great. What does this one do? This one does cycling centres work 20% more efficiently. They cost a bit more, but yeah, that's actually that's going to help me out a lot, because I'm going to have to I'm not going to need to worry about recycling quite so much. The other recycling one, this is more about basically slightly reduced garbage accumulation and slightly reduced tax income, which is fine. I don't mind the reduced tax income. Let's see, what else do we have here that we might want to... Oh, smoke detector distribution. I feel like I'll probably want that all over the city. City planning, don't really care about that for the whole city. And yeah, let's just leave all of that for the individual stuff then. Okay, so let's have a think now. Hawthorne Park, I'm about to make this a cargo harbour and a sort of general industrial area. So in this area, what I think I'm going to do is in the services, I may do... Let's see, what could I do in here? Well, to be honest, I don't really need to worry about the services in this area, because there's going to be no people there to worry about it, just the people working. Oh, but I do want them to filter their industrial waste. That's a definite, because that just avoids them polluting the ground quite so much. Don't need to worry about Industry 4.0 yet, but when our citizens become more educated, that will be a great idea. Electric cars, no. Combustion engine ban, no. Old Town, no. No loud noises, no. Don't care about any of that. High-rise ban, no. High-tech housing. Industrial space planning, what does this do? Allow zoned industry to work even more efficiently by overlooking a few safety laws. It doubles the amount of goods produced by zoned industry buildings, and that's going to make more traffic, but I'm guessing it's going to lead to them doing pretty well. So we'll do that there. Taxation, I think we'll just leave that exactly where it is because we're already sort of maxed out on the tax that they'll accept, basically. Let's look at Cooper Park now. So in Cooper Park, let's look at the policies. We don't need to worry about filtering industrial waste because this type of industry doesn't really cause any industrial waste. Industrial space planning, though, that could be a good idea for this area. And I think I would like to give tax relief to this area, but I don't think I can. No. Okay, so there's Cooper Park done. Now, Walnut Hills is going to be very posh, right? So in Walnut Hills, the services we're going to want things like parks and recreation. That's going to up the land value. Education boost, of course. They're going to be very well educated. No, they won't be using recreational things. High ticket prices, maybe. Maybe I should think about that. No, I'll leave that where it is. Taxation. So for this area, I'd like to raise taxes, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to leave the taxes the same. And in other areas, I'm going to lower the taxes because basically, like I said, I'm already at the max of the tax that these guys will accept. What I could do in this area is high-tech housing. What does that do? It turns homes into much cooler smart homes to raise the land value around them, slightly increase land value, and upkeep is a bit more. That's a definite. Anything that's going to increase land value, I should be considering. They're not going to want to use bicycles because they're rich, right? And they're a bit snobby, so they don't need bikes. Everyone living in the policy area must switch to an electric car if they own any cars. That's cool. Let's just have them all with electric cars because that's the type of people they are. Don't need to worry about all of that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good for that Walnut area. Brook Park. Brook Park is going to be... this is our city centre, right? So in this area, it might be useful to sort of do some energy conservation. Let's do that. Energy conservation and water conservation. Installing water meters. I think we should do it so it's less strain on our infrastructure. Pet ban, no. Smoking ban, no. Parks and recreation, yes. Education boost, yes. Go on then. Recreational use, no. Free public transport, I think I may turn on for this area. Schools out, no, don't want any of those. High ticket prices, definitely, because we're in the city centre, right? So that's going to be on. Perks for large businesses, high density commercial buildings, double their sales. I want to do that because this is going to be a high density place. Don't care about high-tech housing so much in this area, though. I might do that at another time. Encourage biking, yes, because I want to get rid of the traffic in this area, probably. And everything else is pretty good. I'm happy with that for Brook Park. Now we've got Hamilton Square up here. Hamilton Square is another posh area. So in this area, again, we're going to do parks and recreation. We're going to do education boost. We're not going to do the water usage stuff because these guys are going to be upset if they can't use as much water as they want to. And we're going to use high-tech housing, and yeah, let's do electric cars again just for the fun of it. This is probably going to cost me a lot of money, but it's okay, we'll enjoy it. Woodland Park. Now, Woodland Park is the sort of tree-hugging hippie type of area, isn't it? So in this area, let's allow them recreational use. Do we want to do schools out? They'll prefer to work over education, and only a small portion of the eligible citizens will go to study in the university. I'm not really bothered about that too much, but okay, I'll do schools out there. I think that, smoking ban. No, because we've got the recreational use. Those two don't go hand in hand, really, do they? Now, these guys are going to want to be conscious of their power usage and water usage because they're obviously in an area where they don't use much anyway. They're sort of off the grid there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do tax relief for the low density building. They already get some tax relief because of the type of zoning in that area, but I'm going to do more. So they're going to get even more tax relief, and I'm going to do tax relief for low density commercial as well in that area. There we go. So that area is quite a nice place to live if you're a tree hugging hippie, ultimately. Do I care about any of these? Yes, they're going to care about biking, aren't they? And I think that's probably all they'll care about. They won't want electric cars because electric cars will involve mining, and they don't want to mine, obviously. Okay, so there's that area done. We've got Summit Square. Summit Square is quite a similar area to that one, so we'll probably do recreational use, maybe parks and recreation and education boost in this area because it's right next to the university area, so they're going to want to educate themselves. I'll put that on again, power usage and water usage, and I'm pretty good on everything else, to be honest. Taxation, I'm going to again give tax relief for this area. Not necessarily for the commercial in this area though, because it's near the city centre. And city planning wise, again, I think I will do small business enthusiast, and I'll do encourage biking again. All right, that's most of these areas done. I think we've got King Hills. Oh wait, there's 2 King Hills. We're going to need to change one of the King Hills. We'll change this one. I wish there was like an auto generator for this. Let's call this, I don't know what to call it. Let's just call this city centre for now. Let's just do that. Apparently this district is quite unhappy. So that's interesting. Let's look at the policies. What's all this about? What zone? Why are these like? Hang on. I don't know what I've done here. I don't know why average zone buildings is. I don't understand it. Okay, anyway, well, services. So in this area, we're going to do education boost. We're going to do educational blimps, because that's going to, I think that will raise education. Educational posters to boost education slightly at no cost. Perfect. High ticket prices, because we're in the city. Parks and recreation is a definite. Free public transport. Yes, okay, when we've got that, we may as well. Taxation. I'm going to leave that where it is. City planning. Let's do big business manufacturers. High-tech housing? Yeah, why not? High-tech housing in that area, definitely. Definitely encourage biking. And I think that'll do for that area. King Hills. Okay, this is the nice area you'd want to live in if you're keeping up with the Joneses. You don't quite have the same money as Hamilton Square, but you have a little bit more money than, Florence Heights. So in this area, they're going to have education boost. They're going to have parks and recreation, and taxation is going to be about the same. Small business enthusiast and high-tech housing will encourage. Biking we don't need to worry about in this area. That's fine. They won't have electric cars because they're not quite as rich as Hamilton Square, right? So that's fine. And then Florence Hills. Now this is the area you don't really want to live in, right? So in this area we're going to do, let's see, what can we do for services wise? Recreational use, definitely. Not educational boost, more like schools out. So they're going to prefer going straight to work because their parents are not very well off. Harsh prison sentences, because they're going to be basically not educated. They're going to be using things for recreational purposes, and so yeah, we might need some harsh prison sentences in this area, and I think that's okay for this. Now we are going to give them tax relief for low density buildings. We'll also do tax relief for low commercial buildings because they might be getting robbed ultimately. And in city planning wise, I don't really want to encourage them to do anything. I'll just leave them as they are. There we go. And the Middle Hills over here is is an industrial district. So in City Hills, I think what we'll do is we'll go to city planning. We'll do filter industrial waste, industrial space planning, and I may even do tax relief. No, I can't do tax relief for industrial zones, can I? So that's fine. We'll just leave that as it is. All of that I'm happy with. There we go. So that's all of our districts, I think, done. I believe I've done all of the districts. Yes, I have. Okay. Now, so the next thing I want to do is actually zone in some more areas. So I've got Walnut Hills that I need to add some residential builds to, and I've got Brook Park that I want to definitely zone some more buildings in around here. And then we're also going to add services to these areas. Now for this, I'm going to use the paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint in a load of residential all over this mountain. It's going to be all residential. There'll be commercial at the bottom of the hill. I've already zoned some commercial in actually, so don't really need to worry about that too much. Just need to make sure that I get every single area here and really maximize the space that we've got on offer to all of these residents of Walnut Hill. They'll be quite happy with where they're living. It will cost them a little bit more to live here, but they'll be pleased with all the services that they've got, hopefully. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, so that's zoned in. Now let's add some more zoning to these areas. So what I'm thinking is IT is going to be big industry in this area. So what I'm going to do is I'll get my fill bucket here, and we're going to fill in a bunch of the space available to us with IT buildings. Well, office space basically, but it's going to become IT buildings, or it should do anyway. And I'm even going to do IT buildings on this main road. There's no reason not to, because they don't use, so not a lot of traffic goes to them, so it's not going to hurt us by doing that. And I'm going to fill all of this in with office buildings as well. We do have a lot of demand for industrial buildings, so this office space will come in useful pretty early on here. There we go, zoned all of that in. Okay, so that's like a huge IT cluster right there, isn't it? It's gonna, because all of this I've put IT cluster on for this area. I'm thinking I want to zone in some more residential around this area as well, so I'm going to just add some in around the back here. Okay, so that's much fuller now in general. I'm also going to do some low density buildings around here. I don't know if this is part of Hamilton Square or whether it's part of the city centre, but either way, it's kind of like the lowest point of the place you'd want to live. It's closest to the city, so maybe not quite as expensive to live here. Maybe a bit more expensive to live there. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work, but that's done now anyway. Should probably put something off this road here, but I think I'm going to leave it for now. And before I press play and let those places zone in, what I really need to do is add in some industrial area right here, and I'm going to add in a cargo harbour next. So I'm going to extend this road right. Which one is it? It's one of these roads? Yeah, I'm going to extend this road down this way. This will eventually take traffic to the cargo harbour, which I'm going to put probably somewhere along here. So let's think now. We're going to need to have... where's my train? I want one of... Is it this one? Cargo train terminal. How far do these need to go away? It's 4, 5... It's about 6, maybe 7 away. So if I get a road and I just come down... let's do a straight road. What's happening here? Why isn't my snapping working the way I want it to? Okay, let's just come down 90 degrees, ideally. Oh, this is highway. That's why. Okay, that makes way more sense. Right. So that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So there. I think I need to do something around about here. Is that too close? Let's just try it. So if I get a train, a cargo harbour, that's too close. I need to come the other side of this road, ideally. So if I come down at maybe 2 or 3 more. Let's just do 4 more. We'll go to there. We'll delete that. And where did it go? That one. Oh yeah, that should work just fine. Should I put it quite close to this edge over here? I think I probably should. So let's get rid of this. We'll continue this road on. All the way down here. And now we're going to get our... Now we're going to place it in. So we'll do it right about there. That makes sense to me. We'll join up our train track. And we'll bring this one along a little bit more. We're going to stop there because it's not going to go all the way into the city. We're just going to have a little turnaround point here. And now I just want to add... I want to sort of join these motorways up. And I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to go from the one lane there. I'm going to get a one-way double-lane road. And I'm just going to... What if I do something like this? There we go. I'm going to turn that around. There we go. And then I'm also going to upgrade this to a 2-lane one-way road. Like that. I think that will be good. I'm going to actually delete this though. I don't like it. I'll think of something better in a second. I'm going to delete a little bit of this. I'm going to want this 2-way road then to come back on itself. I don't need it to be very big. Maybe something like this. Oh yeah, this will work. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to make like a little roundabout here where traffic can come up here, come back down and go back onto the highway. Or it can join, maybe we'll have this join up as well so that there'll be a way to get there from this road. I might have that join sort of at the back. So if I bring this straight up here, what that's going to do is any of the vehicles in this general area will probably use this road and come around here. But anything on the highway is definitely going to be quicker for it to just go all the way to the end of the highway and then join from there. And then I just need to get a way back onto the highway. I'm just not sure if I've got enough room for this. I wonder if I've got... Oh, yeah, I could do this. So it's like a 4-lane highway with roads that go in both directions. It's quite a large one. I'm going to want to do it like in the middle ideally, but that's not going to work for me. Okay. What if I do something off of this road? If I turn off snapping and do something like this, will that work? No, I don't want that. I'll do a way in I'll just do one. Maybe a two, no, one. Do freeform, and we'll go like that. And we'll go down. I want to reduce the step here. So we're going to go to there. We're going to go page down, page down, page down, page down, page up. Okay. And I'll turn that back on. There we go. And that's what I want. Okay. So that's our way into this area. Our way out is going to be a little bit more complicated, I feel. Maybe I could do... Oh, I know. I could definitely do something with this. What if I bring this down to here? So they can get back onto the route. They can get back onto the highway if they go in this direction, is what I'm thinking. How am I going to do that in a convenient way, though? It's an interesting dilemma. I think what I'll do, actually, is I'll bring this over to there. And then I believe I've installed a roundabout builder. And I might just add a roundabout. Let's do this. There we go. So we've got a roundabout there that hopefully will help that traffic merge a little bit better. Ideally, you see, you're not going to want to come this way to get onto this road. You're going to want to continue to the highway. But we are going to probably see traffic coming down here and onto the highway this way, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Now it's just about zoning in our industrial area. So if we get some of the two-way roads again, we're going to get these ones with a nice green grass on them because I like it. Looks a little bit better. And I'm going to leave this road for services because it's quite a main strip. And I think it would be quite useful to have things like more power and stuff in this area. So I'm probably going to want to take some streets off this main street here. And I'll just make a huge square, maybe? Yeah, I think I'll do that. I don't like where it connects, though, so I'll change that. I'll bring it down a little bit further. Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'm going to get rid of this connection right here. Horrible place to connect. Never should have done it in the first place. And now I just need to make some very efficient streets. Okay, so now it's just making a bunch of really simple streets here. I'm gonna make that one a little bit bigger by the looks of things. And have I got space to get... Does that fit? It does fit. Okay, we'll do this up to there. And then maybe we'll do something like this. Just for fun. Okay, so there's that done. I'm gonna leave that space empty because we might have a train line coming up there in the future. And I may even, if I've got space, I don't see why I can't go and put some industrial buildings down here. Why not? Although this will be part of the Cooper Park area. Do I really want that? I'll leave that for now. I don't want to zone that in and then it turn out not to be such a good idea. I think this may be too many connections for this area as well, but I'm just going to build... No, I'm going to leave that because that's going to be for services, isn't it? Okay, yeah, let's just go with that and let's zone in now some industrial buildings here. And I'm going to do away with the electricity just for now because this stuff should all just link up to those buildings over there. I'm not going to have industrial buildings on this main road because these guys can produce an awful lot of traffic, and I've got a feeling the traffic in this city, once I turn off vehicle despawning, is going to be horrendous. And then I'll just dezone this little bit here. There we go. And yeah, I think that should be fine. I probably will want to connect my industry to these areas by a road somehow. So I'm going to do that. May as well do it now rather than later. And I'm going to need to come up 1, 2, 3, go over the train track, then come down 1, 2, 3, join up with that road. I'm hoping that will be okay. We'll see. It's quite soon after that roundabout, which I'm worried about, but I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I might just have it go into this junction. Yeah, that kind of makes sense as well. Oh, I like that. That worked out really well. That makes perfect sense as well. It would look like that. All right, so with that all connected up, should I try and connect over this road as well? I like that idea. Where from? From here? Like come down a little bit? Yeah, I think this may work. I'm going to have to turn off snapping though. There we go, we'll do that. I might just move it a little bit so it's just so it looks a little bit better. And then we'll drag this in too. There we go. I like that. I think that looks pretty good. And it's reasonable to expect that there would be connections to these areas in general. Okay, that's a whole lot of planning that we've just done. So what I'm going to do now is let the game play out. And hopefully we won't have any major problems. But we'll see. We'll see what it looks like in a couple of minutes. Okay, almost immediately I've noticed we've got some power issues. That's because I cut those power lines there. I'm going to need to redraw those back in. And also I'm looking at electricity availability and it's not great. So I might need to improve my electricity capacity fairly soon. And we'll do this for now. All right, I'm hopeful that should work. Let's try this again. Okay, perfect. And I'm just looking at our electricity. Oh, look at all of these places. Oh, look at them all pinging. Oh, that's amazing. That is purely because we've changed the policies. And now they've got like high-tech housing. They've got, you know, the park things, whatever they're called. I love that. Loving the pings. I've just noticed that this pathway is extremely busy. There are loads of people commuting up and down this walkway, and it's because there's a lot of residential in this area in general. And what I'm thinking is there's probably people who want to connect up to like here, right? So I'm going to just draw in a connection over there while we're waiting for our places to sort of build in. And I'm going to just do a really simple little dot, I guess. It's probably all I need. Maybe something like that. And I'll do... I can't quite squeeze anything else in there, but I'll do something that side too. There we go. And what if I use move it now to make that look a little bit better? Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot more natural now, at least. I wonder if I should make some overwalks as well. So here, we're going to have some space, hopefully. So if I do page up... Oh, too much. I hate that this keeps resetting itself. There we go. And then we can come over to there. And then we'll page down. And we'll connect up right there. Okay, and then I just need to join that up to the street. And if I turn off snapping, I should be able to do that. Snapping's not on. Okay, I don't really understand what that's all about then. Let's join it up here. And then we'll do something that comes from there. From there to there. There we go. That's a good one. Right. I wonder if people will start using... Oh, yeah, already. That's great. I like that. A load of people walking down this way. Yeah, hey, people are walking in my city quite a lot. Beautiful. I love to see it working well. Let's see what the overall happiness of my city is. Oh, it's very happy, turns out. We've got some electricity problems. Is this because of availability of electricity? No, it's fine. It's just purely because those power lines miss it. That's ridiculous. Okay, we'll need to just... Oh, there we go. Well, it's gone now anyway. Oh, people are sick. Oh, yeah, I need to check on services. Let's see. So garbage processing. I've got... We're doing pretty good on the garbage processing, actually. Has everyone got access to garbage processing facilities? Everything's green. So, I mean, that's something. That means it's able to get everywhere, right? And there's one right there. Yeah. Garbage processing. That's pretty good. Okay, so we'll leave that. Healthcare, though, that's probably the issue. Okay, well, so these guys up here in Hamilton Square, they're going to want some healthcare because they're really rich and snobby, and they are not going to be happy if they're not getting all of their resources spent on them, right? So we're going to put that in there. So they've got a really close healthcare centre right next to them that just they can use because they don't want the riffraff walking in on their appointments. We'll do one of these up here for that area, and that all looks okay then in terms of healthcare. Elder care, we have nothing in this area for elder care. And I've got a feeling, again, the snobby people are going to want it. So let's do... Where's a good place for this? I wonder if we should just do it like here. That gives good access to a lot of areas. Yeah, we'll do elder care right there. We'll also do child care there. We're going to want actually some more over this way. So let's do it there, and childcare we'll do right there. Crematoriums, oh, we are running low on the crematorium front. Let's put one over here, and we'll do one up there, probably by the hospital we've already got, maybe. Let's see, where can I squeeze this in? That's probably a good place for it. And then over here, we'll squeeze one in right there. Okay. A sports hall and gymnasium, yoga garden, community pool. Lots of cool stuff. We will add this stuff in. So a sports hall, we could put that, if we look over here, I did like a high school. So a sports hall over here would kind of make sense. So I'll put one of those there. And let's see. So we've got then a community pool and a yoga garden. Don't tell me that these rich people up here won't want a yoga garden. Of course they will. So let's do one over there and let's do another one over here. They're not going to want a community pool though, are they? Let's be honest. Firefighters. Oh, we're going to need some sort of station here. Let's do a fire station right. Let's do it off this road. Because there's a roundabout that they can turn around on. Then a main one there, and then I'll do like a little small one up here because these people will be worried about fires because they'll worry about everything. And we'll do another little small one over here maybe. There we go, just like that. Now we're going to need to look at police stations. We've got a police station there in that area. That's good. Got a jail over there, so that's fine. Jail's availability is great. Crime rate is low, but I'm just thinking I'm going to want to add in something over here probably. Maybe something over there. There we go, little gap there that was empty. Schools, we've got plenty of elementary school spaces, kind of. We're teetering there on the limit, I suppose. But these areas all have elementary schools, so that's all okay. High schools, again, these areas have all got high schools. This area doesn't have a high school. That's probably something we should change. But we can have one of, let's see, this one, Institute of Creative Arts. We'll do one of these up here. It's a little bit of a posh high school, basically. We've got one over there as well. University. There's no universities in this area in general, but I think I'm probably going to put one here. But I'm going to want to do some sort of specialized design and probably some transport links to it as well. So I'm probably going to put it just off the main road like there. But I'm not going to do it today. We'll do that another episode. And now parks. Now this is going to be important because look at my town. It's massive, this city, and there are no parks, basically. Unique buildings, parks, libraries. Yeah, so yeah, we need more parks, definitely. So in this area, we're probably going to want just the sort of basic, straightforward parks. Smaller the better, if possible. Small playground. Can I fit that in anywhere? Is there somewhere I can squeeze this? I don't mind removing a house if I've got to, but preferably not many. Have I got anything smaller? Oh, there's a smaller one. Will this fit in under the highway? What's the smallest I've got? I think this might be the smallest though. So if I just do this, it'll just get rid of one house. And what's this one? A tropical garden. Does sound like something they would have in this area, but not enough room for it. Where would we put a skate park? We would put it somewhere like that. Okay, and probably we would probably put a skate park somewhere over here. There we go. Skate park there for them. What's this one? This is a riding stables. Oh my goodness. These rich snobs up here are going to love a riding stable. Let's put that there. We're gonna give them two. They love riding. It's funny. Poor people used to have horses and not cars. And now, poor people have cars and rich people have horses. Such a funny thing. There's that. And I might even do another one for these rich people as well. No, these are not the outdoorsy types. There's just not enough room, basically. That's a lot of waterfront stuff. Don't want any of that. Well, we've hit 46,000 population. All of my roads are looking okay-ish, and I'm actually pretty happy with the progress that we've made today, guys. This city centre area is starting to really take shape. I think this industrial area could do with a few more industry buildings around. I'm going to need to think of some new road layouts over here. I'm debating adding in some more of this forestry industry on this side of the highway. I'm just worried about having so much industry in such a short space that we run out of highway connections that are usable to them, and then we'll end up with some major traffic problems there. But anyway, that's all going to be in a later episode because unfortunately we have run out of time for today's episode. Just to recap what we've done, we've added a bunch of districts in, we've changed up the way that those districts work, and we've added in loads of new zoning, including connecting up this cargo transport hub here. So with all of that done, I would just like to say a massive thank you for your continued support on this series. Be sure to leave a like if you haven't already, and enjoy the rest of your days. Goodbye.